Looks fast, goes slow. Really slow. Yeah, essentially all these cars are reverse sleepers, meaning their looks overstate their performance. Oh, and add a passenger and it'll dull the performance even more. So, choose your co-pilot wisely. Yeah, looks aren't everything. But if you ever find yourself in any of these cars on this list, it'll probably take the top spot for the slowest car you've ever driven. And hold up, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you see this? Yeah, we all know that he's compensating for something, which all 5 of these cars' looks are making up for their anemic performance. And none are safe from the average soccer mom driving her kids to practice in the minivan. So make sure you watch till the end, because the last one is a total looker and easily the biggest letdown. The Subaru BRZ is one of the best handling cars at any price point. Weighing in at just 2,700 pounds, it's as tossable as it is good looking, which is exactly what this car is all about, driving right on the edge of the friction circle. But unfortunately, we're all here for straight line performance, and the BRZ's acceleration is a huge letdown. It takes 7.7 seconds to get from 0 to 60 miles an hour with the best skipped automatic transmission. And the lack of torque really shows in daily driving this Subi. You'd usually expect a vape and a turbocharger to come stock with the Subi, but only one showed up for this dance for 2. We all know that 0 to 60 isn't everything, but this car should be able to at least compete with the 370Z, and it can't even compete with the 350Z. So if you ever find one in your driveway, do the right thing and snag a good set of coilovers, strut tower braces, upgraded bushings, and some lightweight wheels made into tires stickier than honey, and you'll have a car that handles like it's on rails. But if instead you try to make it fast, you'll spend way more and be way less satisfied. Evos are fast, Lancers are slow. One has a maintenance schedule of every 500 feet, while the other one can go way mo. Jokes aside, the Mitsubishi Lancer looks a lot like its race car brother. With its sleek looks, extra body trim, and a wing that looks the opposite of slow, it really gives off the appearance that it's a tarmac screamer. And the base 2-liter 4-cylinder connected to the less than inspiring CVT does nothing but disappoint. 0 to 60 will come in a lethargic 9.1 seconds. Sorry, nobody's got time for that. But what the Lancer lacks in performance compared to its big brother, it makes up in its trusted reliability. So if you're into show and no-go, the Lancer might be your golden ticket. Back when sex was dirty and the air was clean, the Toyota MR2 was one good-looking machine. I mean, just look at it. The mid-engined, rear-wheel drive sports car is a thing of beauty. This poor man's Ferrari had several design cues borrowed from the Italian supercar maker, but straight-line performance was left off the table. Because 8.5 seconds is what it takes to get from 0 to 60, which kind of makes sense because the 2.2-liter naturally aspirated power plant puts out a measly 130 horses. The Mark II MR2 is one of my favorite cars of all time. And if it were any faster, most people would think that it's actually a real Ferrari. Before we cover the last car on the list, let's go back to the future with the Delorean DMC-12. In my biased opinion, it's the ultimate slow car that looks fast. Built from scratch, it has an eye-catching appearance, topped off with the gull-wing doors that can be driven with the doors up. With this much class, you'd expect its performance to be on par, which couldn't be further from the truth. 0 to 60 comes in about the same amount of time you can read a book, or 10.5 seconds. This stylish GT is a lot like nothing else. And would you be caught dead driving one? Either way, the stainless steel masterpiece will attract attention wherever you go, and will make your non-car friends think that you're either driving a supercar or a time machine. Both are good options. Zoom zoom. Remember the FD RX-7? It was one of the best looking cars to ever come out of Japan, and the turbo rotary engine pushing out 276 horsepower was what car enthusiasts' wet dreams were made of. Fast forward to the Mazda RX-8, and gearheads everywhere were extremely disappointed. Yeah, it shared some of the good looks of the RX-7, and yeah, it still had a rotary engine. But this time it wasn't turbocharged, and with the addition of actual rear seats, the weight went up and the power went down, which definitely didn't help the 0 to 60 times, coming in around 7.5 seconds with the Auto Tragic. It's not a stoplight car, but if you take one to a road course, you'll quickly realize its precise turn-in and forgiveness at the limit is what makes this Mazda magical. And you know what else is magical? 7 cheap cars that will make you look rich. Or you can see what YouTube recommends you watch next. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to Ideal Cars. But either way, you can't lose. And as always, keep living that ideal lifestyle.